At its peak, Lakewood Church drew 52,000 people each weekend, generating $90 million a year and filling a 16,800-seat arena with energy and hope. The church became synonymous with spectacle and ambition, blending faith with showmanship on a scale few had ever seen. But today, half the seats are empty, revenue has fallen sharply, and scandals keep emerging. How did one of the most unstoppable megachurches in America face such challenges? The story lies in both the public image and the cracks beneath it, the unseen operations, the decisions that backfired, and a model built for abundance that struggled under scrutiny. Transforming a sports arena into a house of worship. In 2003, Lakewood signed a long-term lease with the city of Houston for the former Houston Rockets Arena, a 16,800-seat venue that once hosted NBA games and sold-out concerts. Over 2 years, the building underwent a nearly $100 million renovation, transforming it into a massive sanctuary. Construction added 5 new stories for offices, children's ministries, and a broadcast center. The sanctuary itself rivals any major concert hall, complete with massive high-definition screens, advanced lighting, and a stage equipped with millions in audiovisual equipment. Every design choice emphasized experience, spectacle, and full attendance. A sanctuary built for experience. The sanctuary is not just a place for sermons. It is a meticulously designed production. Each weekend, worship services are broadcast with multiple camera feeds, real-time editing, and rehearsed cues to create a seamless experience both for the live audience and millions watching online. The lighting, sound, and staging are calibrated to amplify emotion and energy. The building's design relies on a packed house. Every seat, every watt, and every camera angle serves a purpose. The scale and technical investment transform faith into an event, and the arena itself becomes a central part of the church's identity and brand. The financial engine of a megachurch Lakewood operates on a financial scale few churches can match. Annual revenue approaches $90 million, primarily from tithes, offerings, and the sale of branded resources. Over 70% of the budget is dedicated to broadcasting, weekly services, and touring productions that bring the Lakewood experience to arenas nationwide. More than 350 staff members manage worship, translation, administration, and production. Joel Osteen's global reach extends well beyond Houston through television, books, and speaking engagements. His titles have sold over 20 million copies worldwide, cementing the church as both a religious and motivational brand. The prosperity message at the core central to Lakewood's appeal is the prosperity gospel, sermons that promise divine favor, abundance, and personal success. The message avoids controversy, hell, or heavy discussions of sin, offering instead simple, repeatable guidance focused on positive thinking and faith. This approach transformed the church into a global brand, combining media, motivational speaking, and religious teaching. For years, the strategy worked. Audiences found hope, inspiration, and entertainment, while the church's reach and influence expanded. But the formula, carefully crafted for mass appeal, came with vulnerabilities that would surface when real-world crises tested the church's values. Hurricane Harvey and the limits of image. In August 2017, Hurricane Harvey devastated Houston, yet Lakewood's doors remained closed while neighborhoods flooded. Social media posts claimed the building was inaccessible due to flooding, but local residents shared photos showing clear streets and parking lots. The images went viral, fueling public outrage. 2 days later, Lakewood finally opened as a shelter, partnering with the city and Red Cross. By then, however, national headlines had questioned the church's compassion. The contrast between Osteen's message of abundance and the reality of inaction exposed a gap between image and action, leaving lasting damage to the church's reputation. Criticism from within the faith. Lakewood's prosperity gospel has also drawn criticism from respected Christian leaders. Michael Horton, a Reformed theologian, called it a false gospel, warning it prioritizes personal happiness over core Christian principles. John MacArthur criticized the sermons for stripping faith of its depth in favor of positivity. Critics argue that Osteen's avoidance of difficult truths or doctrinal specifics, visible in interviews and public appearances, sacrifices theological substance for accessibility. While the approach helped expand the church's audience, it also drew sharp internal critique, highlighting tensions between commercial success and spiritual authenticity, pandemic challenges, and online worship. The COVID-19 pandemic forced Lakewood to shift entirely online. Streaming services continued with the same high-production polish, but without a live audience, the energy of a packed arena disappeared. Sermons, once uplifting in person, felt repetitive and hollow on screen. Viewers noticed that while the spectacle remained, the content lacked depth. Attendance and donations declined, revealing weaknesses in a model built on live, immersive experiences. The pandemic amplified cracks in Lakewood's approach, demonstrating that reliance on scale and production could not fully substitute for spiritual engagement or community presence. Declining attendance and financial strain. Once capable of filling every seat across multiple services, Lakewood now sees attendance closer to 25,000 weekly, with entire sections roped off. Revenue has reportedly fallen by nearly a third since 2019. During the pandemic, the church took a $4.4 million payroll protection loan to sustain staff, later returning it after public backlash. Leaked reports and operational issues, including a hidden $600,000 found in 2021 tied to a previous theft, have deepened internal anxiety. These events have exposed financial and operational vulnerabilities beneath the polished public image, highlighting the pressures of maintaining a megachurch model in an era of scrutiny and declining in-person engagement. Security risks in a megavenue. On February 11, 2024, a woman carrying an AR-15 opened fire inside the church during a Sunday service, wounding her 7-year-old son before being stopped by off-duty police. The incident underscored an inherent challenge of megachurches, balancing openness with security. Large crowds and constant visitor flow make the spaces inherently vulnerable, no matter the precautions. These risks are part of the structural reality of operating a church on this scale. Fixed costs demand crowds, but crowds demand accessibility, leaving the organization exposed both financially and physically. A broader shift in American faith. Lakewood's struggles reflect broader trends in the United States. Weekly religious attendance is at record lows, with only 28% participating regularly. Megachurches, once innovative for their scale and production, now face competition from digital content, social media, and shifting cultural priorities. The spectacle that once drew people now struggles to retain them. Faith, as a brand, faces the reality that audiences may move on, leaving large structures and polished productions at risk of obsolescence. The challenges are cultural, operational, and spiritual, demonstrating the limits of even the most successful megachurch model. Conclusion: between brand and belief, Lakewood Church illustrates both the power and fragility of faith turned into spectacle. Its vision, technical sophistication, and global reach are unmatched. Yet the church's challenges reveal the limits of a model built on image, abundance, and mass appeal. From Hurricane Harvey to pandemic pressures, financial strain, and security threats, Lakewood has faced crises that testing the gap between appearance and substance. As attendance declines and scrutiny intensifies, the question remains: when faith becomes a brand, what endures when the market shifts? Lakewood's story is a cautionary tale for megachurches and audiences alike.